Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our show. It's called Tournament Horse Racing. It's brought to you by Broke Guys Handicapping. I'll be your host for this evening. My name is Rich Sharp, and here's how it works. We've taken the horse racing calendar and we've broken it up into four distinct horse racing tournaments throughout the year, and we are actually on the final racing day of tournament number 3, which we have dubbed the Summer Stakes Series. Each of those tournaments consists of approximately 10 racing days, and that's actually what you're watching tonight is one of those racing days. The racing days consist of 4 individual races that are selected from one of the top tracks from around the country, and each of our horse players makes a $2 mythical win place bet in each one of those races. Simply put, we are just measuring who wins the most amount of money during that racing day. Whoever wins the most amount of money wins that particular racing day. After 10 tournaments or after 10 racing days, we've completed a tournament and we're just measuring who wins the most amount of money. Again, we are on our final tournament of the Summer Stakes, and that's how it works. And without further ado, I will move along and introduce you to our horse players in no particular order. I'm going to go all the way across the country. I'm going to start in Staten Island, New York. Ray Torado, how are you doing, my friend?
How you doing, guys? Doing
Yeah,
good.
yeah, pretty good. It's been
Second
all the
time
way
this
since.
week. We're doing
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's been all the way since Friday night
double
since we saw
header,
you. There we go.
part two.
All right. Bringing it back right into my neighborhood just to the south of me. Joe English, how's everything going, my friend?
Good, Rich. All I have to say is 126.
Yeah, 126.
That,
No kidding.
I mean, incredible performance. But otherwise, doing well.
And finally, just a little bit to the north of me, coming to you from Menifee, California. Again, a good friend of mine, Steve Newsom. How's it going?
Oh, not bad, Rich. Not bad.
All ready to wrap it up for the Summer Stake Series. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened. Well, not last week, but just day before yesterday. So we were on the air on Friday night, and we had let's see. I'm sorry, that actually
Oh,
is the Del Mar Saratoga hopefuls. Yeah, sometimes that's what it looks like for us, unfortunately.
that might be what mine looks like.
Yep. But we are
That's what
actually
mine looks like from
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, yesterday we were at Del Mar for the Pacific Classic, and I will tell you, for the third week in a row, Ray Dorado noses me out by just a couple of dollars there. As you see there, Ray
Oh
puts up
wow!
$30.80. Me and Ray shared a big score there in the first race with Todo Fino, you know, finalizing my my new affinity for Chilean racehorses.
hmm
All right, and we will go ahead and without looking at anything else here, we'll go ahead and take a look at what's going on for summary of quarter number 3. And as you see, Ray moves out a little bit there from Steve and Joe, kind of distinguishes himself and keeps me within striking distance for these 4 races that we have tonight. In addition, I like to point this out because we don't see this very often on tournament horse racing like that, but that is what you call the very rare Torado trifecta. He wins 3 weeks in a row. Nice job, Mr. Torado.
Oh, look at that! I'm still down to a lot of money.
Yeah, I know, but as I
You're
say,
far away.
even with
Well,
4
actually, you
races,
know what? It, I won with that horse to come in second, but it took me about what 5 seconds to finally cross the wire after the winner.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Country Grammar, who is what Trey's talking
Uh,
about there, which is his $2.60 that gives him the victory over me. And
man,
yeah, that did look like stop action photography following flight line there. Quite
uh,
impressive
had to
performance.
wait a while to see who come in second.
All right,
It's
we are going
amazing,
to turn.
amazing.
We're going to finish off, and as you see here on our
Wow.
calendar and things like that, that's why they get highlighted like that. This is going to be a split today that we'll finish it off with. We are using Saratoga, their 2 stakes races. We're using Del Mar, their 2 stakes races. And without further ado, we are going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at what's going on at Saratoga. It's race number 3 is the opening leg of our race day this week. They are going a mile and a 16th on the inner turf. It is the Bernard Baruch Handicap. It's a grade 3. The purse is $200,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward. And the morning line favorite is named City Man, and he's in post number 5. He's trained by Christophe Clement and ridden by Joel Rosario. And as is the tradition, when we hit into this final leg, we will actually go in the order of where the standings are right now to avoid any blocking. I said this before, and I did get a question on Friday. You know, the idea of blocking is that with me being in the final position, I could actually just sit there and snipe Ray's picks to make sure that I don't lose any ground to him tonight. But I will go first all night long. I apologize for that. I did not take the favorite in this first leg. I took the second favorite, to show you. And I'm not even so sure that this horse might not end up being the favorite by the time post time rolls around. But I went with the Chad Brown Irad Ortiz horse. We have talked about these two ad nauseum on this show. They do hit 25% together. You guys are all aware of my affinity for East Coast turf horses. Now, of course, this is an East Coast turf race, but this horse did come over from France. So had their first start in the United States in the Canadian turf down there at Gulfstream Park in March. Has taken 6 months off from that. Chad Brown pretty successful in that layoff, 28% that he hits. And the horse did finish second in a grade 3 with 7 of the horses that were in there. I have hesitated on saying the name because I'm not exactly sure if I could get it right. Moulage or Moulage, possibly.
It looks like moulage, right?
Moulage, yeah.
Muy
Yeah.
large.
And owned by Madicket Stables, which is one of the top ownership groups from overseas. But I've got the 2 in the opening leg, and as we did on Friday night, Ray, you're going to be following me.
All right. I'm gonna go for a price horse here, and on the rail, number 1, Ocala Dream. That's the only way I could probably try and get this. Javier Castellano, Thomas Smalley. There's coming out of couple of optional claiming races. He's coming to just grade 3. Second race in Saratoga. He raced a little further. The mile 216, so he's cutting back in distance, so that might help. And just hope to get a trip, and maybe this horse can come up and you know get the win at 10-1. So I'm going for the price here. Ocala Dream. Steve.
All right. I'm going with the 6 Emirati with the Flavian Pratt Chad Brown combination. Always does well. Flavian Pratt was on board the last time out at Saratoga. The horses won 3 out of 4 at Saratoga. So, yeah, I'm going to go with this one. 6-1. Why not?
Another one by Madicket Stables. All right, Joe, you are up.
Rich, I'm on the same horse as you, Voyage. Because Chad Brown and Irad Ortiz. I think Irad's pretty much locked up the jockey's title. I'm not sure about Chad Brown. I think he was 5 ahead the last I saw with Fletcher.
Oh, wow, really?
And I think he needs probably 2 or 3 wins to sew it up, and I think they'll do their best to win with this horse. I just think this horse is going to get a really nice trip. And Mirror Mission ended up running second in the Sword Dancer a couple weeks ago, so that validates this horse's form from the Canadian turf. So give me Mouillage in the Bernard Baruch, which I know as of 2019 was a grade 2. And Ray, maybe you can confirm. I could have swore at one point this was a grade 1.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Go
When I
back
saw
to
that
10 years.
when I saw that it was a grade 3, I was kind of
Yeah.
stunned. And I know I
Mhm.
saw that somebody in the race I think had already run in the Baruch a couple of years back, and it was a grade 2 back then.
Yeah. They're taking a hit.
Apparently.
All right. So we've got our first leg in. We're on to the second leg here. This is also at Saratoga Racetrack. It is race number 11. It is the other stakes race on the card. They're going 7 furlongs on the main track. It's the Hopeful Stakes, which is a grade 1. The purse is $300,000. It's for 2-year-olds only. And your morning line favorite is in post number 4. It's Gulfport, trained by Stephen Asmussen and ridden by Flavian Pratt. 9-5 on the Saratoga morning line. And once again, I did not go with the favorite. I went one outside of it. This horse has got a little bit of a special spot in my heart. I hit Mo Strike in that last tournament that we were in when the Sanford Stakes. That was earlier this summer, and it gave me a victory that day. Mo Strike looked every bit like the winner in that particular race. He actually raced very well. It was a 12, as you see here, there were 12 horses that were in the Sanford. And again, the horse was 8-1, had only come off a maiden score at that particular time. And with Brad Cox, he's got Florent Giroux aboard. There's a lot to like with that combination. And there's a lot to like with a Brad Cox 2-year-old that's out of Uncle Mo. So I went right back to where I was back in the early part of July. I've got Mo Strike, the 5.
I'm gonna go with number 3, Bourbon Bash. Dwayne Lucas trains. Every once in a while he gets a 2-year-old. He'll fire up and
Oh,
do well
absolutely.
in these races.
Yeah.
So I know Tyler's been decent in this meet. This horse has speed, so maybe I'm just hoping that Bullet worked out last time, so just hoping that the speed can carry away and he can go all the way. And I know there's also some speed in this race, but I'm hoping he'll be the speed of the speeds, and he's 6-1. So I'll go for Bourbon Bash, for D. Wayne Lucas.
Yeah, and I'm on the same horse there. There, Bourbon Bash. Same reasons, nothing really else to add. He had a nice 4 furlong workout there. 47 seconds. But yeah, I'm on the same horse.
Sure. Hopeful Joe, who do you like in the hopeful?
Well, actually, Rich, it's funny because I was really I decided, well, I'm like $100 down. I figured, there's no chance I can't make up any ground on you. So I just figured I would try to get some money so that I can make up some ground in the year-long standing. And somehow I end up on the same horse as you in the first 2 legs. So I'm also on most strikes. So I would say this strategy isn't really working out very well. But I did want to read a tweet that I saw earlier today. It's from 3 hours ago. And Ray, it has something to do with your horse. It says, from Kentucky Downs, it says, with our Sunday card moved to Monday, Tyler Gaffalione and Joel Rosario will ride here instead of Saratoga, their agents say.
Wow.
Orange will ride in New York, having most strike for the hopeful, blah, 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 blah. So you might have Tyler Gaffalione now, but you might want to just take a look at that. It may change tomorrow based on what I saw Kentucky Downs tweet out earlier.
Well, if I get Jose Ortiz, I'll be very happy. He's very aggressive.
Oh yeah,
Nice,
I don't know which way they're going to go, and
I'm
that
gonna
is,
make
of
the
course,
phone call. Don't worry.
that's again. This is assuming that the Kentucky Downs tweet is correct. I just know I saw it earlier and I forgot to bring it up, and I was like, okay, well, this seems like a good time to bring it up. So
Yeah.
but just be on the lookout that you may not get Rosario, you may not get Gaffalione as they're listed tomorrow because of what
All right.
happened with Kentucky Downs and the weather.
Hey, give me Jose Gomez, man.
You
Yeah,
get 5 pounds off.
he's been riding good lately. I like him.
You get 5 pound weight break.
Yeah, yeah.
So
All
kind of
right.
like we did for the intro, we swing from the East Coast back to the West Coast. That's exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to swing away from Saratoga, and we are going to finish up the Summer Stakes tournament here at Del Mar Racetrack, where the surf meets the turf. We're going to start in race number 7. It is, and I apologize, we are done with our turf racing for the day, but they are going 1 mile on the main track. This is the Tranquility Lake Stakes. Purse is $100,000, is for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which are non-winners of a sweepstakes of $50,000 other than state bred at 1 mile or over since February 1st. Your morning line favorite is in post number 4, and this is Velvet Slippers, trained by Bob Baffert at, is that correct? Oh, I got the right one. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong race. It's post number 6, excuse me. And that's Samurai Charm, trained by Peter Miller and ridden by Ramon Vasquez, is 2-1 on the Del Mar morning line. But as you can tell by my slip there, guess which horse I did go for? I am on the 4. I'm on Velvet Slippers, which I love Velvet Slippers. And Bob Baffert had this horse, as you see there, a little bit of the switcheroo with John McCarthy. And the horse just tried one race there on the mile, going a mile on the turf. Did not like that, lost the jock right away. Dumped Ramon Vasquez. Before that, had been in the La Cañada, which was a grade 3. It looks like that water may have been a little bit too deep for her as well. Got smoked by As Time Goes By, as well as several others, and finished 22 lengths off the lead that day. So prior to that, as with all Bob Baffert horses, she's very well bred, very expensive. Juan Hernandez and Bob Baffert have developed a relationship, as you see there. They're 34% together. And prior to that little mishap there in the La Cañada, the horse was actually looking very successful, like your typical Baffert. And obviously, you can see here, she hasn't raced since May, and looks like she's working out just fine, just like a Bob Baffert would. So I'm on the 4. I went with Velvet Slippers. Ray, who do you like? Bunny Slippers.
I'm gonna go with number 2, Lisette, Victor Espinoza. Coming off a layoff. Hasn't raced at the meet, so they're probably just been working this horse. She's been working out.
I like that horse.
Obviously the Santa Margarita, she was outclassed there, but she won optional claiming, now winners of 2 last time, and just to get a price here, and she could close, and she I'm just hoping to strike a bomb here. Another one. Lisette. Like the name too. This my mom's middle name, so what the hell? No.
All right. Steve,
Come
who
on,
do you like in the
Steve.
Yeah, I'm sandwiched in between you guys. I got the 3, Teddy's Burrito, with
what
Mike
the heck?
Smith on board.
What is a burrito? Is that a barn? I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was a sandwich.
But we know, huh?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what a burrito is.
Yeah.
I got a good race last outing. Won at Del Mar, and it basically won its last 3 races.
Yeah.
Mike Smith and Mark Glad have won 2 out of 6, so it's a pretty good start. And yeah, Mike Smith's 35% with routes, so yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the 3 tonight or tomorrow.
All right, Joe. Who do you like in the?
I'm looking up Burrito, and looks like there's some kind of restaurant in the Bronx or Burrito's Market, but I don't know if that has any
Okay.
bearing on it. Maybe it's a Spanish word or an Italian word. Anyway, I'm actually on the favorite, Samurai Charm. She's been training at this stand the whole time. She's got like 6 works over the oval, and obviously waiting for this spot. She finished very well behind Becca Taylor in a grade 2 at Los Al last time out, and she's won at 8 furlongs over the Del Mar Strip back last year. So give me the favorite. I'll take Pete Miller and Ramon Vasquez, and I would kind of venture a guess that maybe the Baffert horse ends up going favorite just because everybody knows Baffert, and everybody will see that 34% winning percentage, and the money may come split. Maybe Baffert's a slight favorite, so I would take my horse at 2 to 1, 5 to 2 if Baffert takes more money.
Yep. And last but not least, we've got one last stakes race that's on the tap here. Actually, let me open this up so I can go straight to race number 9 for us. All right, and so race number 9, this is the conclusion of our pick 4. This is the last race of the summer stakes contest. They're going 6 furlongs on the main track. It is the Generous Portion Stakes. Purse is $125,000. It's for Golden State Series eligible Cal-bred or Cal-sired fillies, 2-year-olds only, and your morning line favorite is once again, I think it's in post number 6. This is Big Hopes, trained by John Sadler, ridden by Juan Hernandez, 2 to 1 on the Del Mar morning line. And once again, I actually am not on the favorite one more time. Not that I strayed too far from the favorites today. I'm not bragging about that. I went up with the 8. I went with another name I'm having trouble with, Chismosa, trained by Rafael. And ridden by Edgar Payeras. Yeah, this is once again, not. You don't see me going this far off the reservation, but I got an Edgar Payeras as my jockey, and I don't pick a whole lot from Rafael de Leon. I do respect Clubhouse Ride up here as a Cal sire. He has been one of our more successful sires out here for California. Sorry, got the dam in there. And the horse is 2 for 2, so beware that unbeaten horse. Went right out of the maiden special weight event where he won at 8 to 1, and then comes back in I believe that's the Thoroughbred of America. It was a little stakes race, $125,000. It is there at Del Mar, so both of his wins are at Del Mar as well. And the horse being 5 to 2, I thought I would go ahead and stick with Chismosa. Don't know what that one means either. Right? Who do you like in the Generous Portion?
Chismosa is a person who likes to gossip.
Oh, okay, there we go.
So yeah, I'm on the same horse also, Chismosa. I think the last race and the minor stake race, and the early pace figures are very fast. I think this horse should be in front, clear hopefully. I know she can get probably some heat from number 7 right next to her. But she'll be on the outside. She could dictate the race. And jockey's a little cold, but maybe he needs this to get his confidence. But I like the workouts. They work out 6 furlongs a few times. 113, not bad. 34 and 4. That's a flight line worker.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Wow.
But
easy,
yeah,
easy, fellas, easy.
wait.
at the very least, those are like Baffert workouts.
Baffert workouts. There you go. So maybe the speeder carry. The 6 furlongs, and she could be in front all the way. Steve.
Yeah, I'm on the same one. Don't have much to add there.
For pick 4, we
yeah.
have a single.
Yeah, might have a single in our pick 4.
There you go.
Again, easy, fellas. Easy.
Come on, Joe. You like the 8. Come on.
No,
Unanimous.
I don't like the 8. Okay, stop it now. And Ray, come on. You have to look at the horse's name right above the picture. Uncontrollable. Look at the ownership group. Who's the owner of this horse?
Mike Rapoli.
Mike Rapoli.
Hey, Michael Poli's out there.
How many horses does he send to California? Not too many, right? So no, that's the horse I'm on. I know Mike McCarthy does not generally pump up his first timers to win. So the fact that this horse did come from well off the pace in a 5 furlong race, much less a 6 furlong race, to win first out for Juan Hernandez and Mike McCarthy. I mean, I understand why Hernandez goes to the Baffert. I get it, but I'll take Jersey Joe, replacing him in this horse. Jersey Joe's had a solid meet out at Del Mar, and again, undefeated, 1 for 1. I mean, obviously he can't beat. You can't beat. He's only tried the one time, but I see the stretch out, and I think there's a lot of speed in this race. I think the 8's going to be in a good spot. I don't think she'll be in front, but I think she'll be in a good spot. But like I said, I see 4 or 5 maybe going for this early lead, and I'm hoping it sets up for the 2. Given, like I said, she closed last time, and in a 5 furlong heat, so why not a 6 furlong heat with a similar pace scenario? So give me the 2, Uncontrollable.
Well, Joe, when we were in Saratoga, when we picked up when we were on the first floor, we saw Michael Poli in the second floor hanging out. He mentioned to me, because you guys stepped away. He mentioned to me that he had given Uncontrollable as a birthday gift to Mike McCarthy, so that's why he's out there.
Oh,
There you
there we
go.
go.
Yeah, sure,
There you
okay.
I'll
Believe me.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
take that.
You take that. You take that fish story.
If you're gonna tell the story, don't say yeah, right. Just let it. Just
Yeah, I know you got connections there, man.
It's a fish story, right?
Let it percolate.
Go, man.
I was in Brooklyn that one day. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay.
I mean, to be honest, we did see Rapoli. We saw him.
Yeah,
in the
we
first
did. Yeah,
row
we did. Yeah,
with his
we
wife
did.
and his daughter.
Yeah,
with the
they were on
Nest in the Alabama. He was
Of
there.
course, on the row A, right in the clubhouse.
Row
right
A
by
at the finish line. Yeah.
With a bigger
and
bucket of beer and having a good time.
And Durkin was what, one section over in the front row?
Yeah,
Tom
Durkin.
Durkin?
Yeah, Durkin. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before I lose you guys here, let's go ahead and take a look at your final picks of the tournament. Make sure I got your numbers right.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All righty.
All right.
With that, I will go ahead and come on back to everybody here. All right, folks. Well,
Oh, wow, we got 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's how we do it here on Tournament Horse Racing. And wow, we kind of actually flew through this one tonight.
Yeah,
I appreciate all the handicappers for keeping it brief, and that's the finale. So each week we get together. Those are the 4 races that we pick. Mythical $2 win place wages, and we will see how we all do tomorrow as far as money wise is concerned, guys. If you got anything that you want to add based on seeing from this weekend's horse racing.
Not good.
Can I ask my question about Flightline? We have time.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And I'm not saying he's not the best horse in the world. That's not my intent. My intent is to ask if he wins the Breeders' Cup Classic. I know a lot of people will say when he wins the Breeders' Cup Classic, but let's not make the assumption. If he wins the Breeders' Cup Classic, is he Horse of the Year? And the reason I ask is because I went back to 2016. Started with 2016, I did research. No horse with less than 6 starts has won Horse of the Year. California Chrome had 7, he won 5. Gunrunner was one of the horses, he was 6 for 6. Justify was 6 for 6. Okay. Bricks and Mortar was 6 for 6. Trying to think who the other ones were. Nick's Go was 5 for 7, and there was one other one other year, and like I said, they've all won it. They all won at least 5 and started at least 6 times.
For that
And
year,
other than Justify and Bricks and Mortar, the others won the Breeders' Cup Classic. But again, they ran a lot more than Flightline has run. He will only have run 3 times.
for 3, it'd be 3, for the
Yeah,
year.
he'd be 3 for 3. Yeah, but I'm just wondering if you would think he would win Horse of the Year, considering his first start wasn't until June, and he will have only run 3 times. Now, I'm not saying he's not the best horse in the world. That's not what I mean. I'm just wondering if enough people will say,
Mhm.
did he do enough on the track to warrant it? Because my retort would be, if Nest happens to win the Breeders' Cup Distaff, would people vote for her because she's been in more races and done more damage, and because Flightline hasn't really Speaker's Corner the best horse he's beaten? And honestly, if your life is good, do you want to run against him in a 1.25 miles after what you saw yesterday? I wouldn't think so. So is he really beating the best horses in the world, whereas Ness is beating the best fillies? Just a thought. Just wondering what you guys thought.
If he wins the Breeders' Cup Classic the way he won those races before and things like that, he's going to win Horse of the Year. At least I would think it's almost a foregone conclusion. I don't know that I'm on him for that though. With that, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing him racing against Life is Good, and I think Life is Good is an equally good horse. He certainly was a superstar last year when we saw him, and
yeah.
every time he steps on the track, he seems to impress, and he impresses against some pretty good fields. So I think
I agree, and I'd love to see the matchup. I just wonder if after what we saw yesterday, is there anybody other than Epicenter of any magnitude going to try and take him on? I don't know.
Well, the fact is, I think since the Triple Crown was split, Epicenter finally got his grade 1, so he just, he got a couple of seconds or whatever in the other races.
Right.
So he finally got 1 grade 1, so that's all split for the 3-year-old. So there's really no dominant 3-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the fillies, yeah, you're about right about Nest. And I can't think of
She'd be
anybody
the
else who's
only
been
one to have a
dominant
shot, I think.
turf horse. Any turf horse who's been dominant, like has a big 4 or 5 wins this year. I can't think of one. So
No.
Oh no, he has a chance. He has a shot. I mean,
it's just precedent setting because, like I said, every other horse since 2016 has
you
had
would
at
have to
least 5
question,
wins.
who he beat yesterday, but still, the time was tremendous. That was.
Oh no! Again, I'm not saying he's the best horse in the world.
By 10 or 15 lengths, then
the way he drew off like that is amazing. From
I agree, Steve. If he beats Epicenter by 15 lengths, I mean, agreed. He's the best horse in the world. I'm just wondering if there, and I'm sure there will be people who say, hey, you know what? He's only run 3 times. How can you give a Horse of the Year to a horse that's only run 3 times? I mean, I'm not saying. I just think it would be a precedent-setting move because I don't think they've ever done that before. And like you said, Ray, you're right about the fact that there really is no dominant 3-year-old.
There's no dominant 3-year-old. There's no dominant turf horse this year.
Nest would really be the only horse who would have any chance of taking votes from him. Now, if he loses to Epicenter, then I don't think he's got any chance.
No.
He won't win horse. Then it would be Epicenter versus Nest in that case. But if he beats him by 15 lengths, then he's the best male horse in the country, no doubt. And he probably will win Horse of the Year. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. But
I think Ashmus is gonna probably put Jackie's Warrior in the Classic as a rabbit. So
Ray, we saw what happened yesterday. Jackie's Warrior wouldn't stand a chance against this horse either.
Just as a rabbit, 6 furlongs. Throwing him up.
I mean, it ain't gonna make any difference.
That's true.
He would just sit 5 lengths off the pace and blow by him on the turn. It wouldn't matter. And plus, we know Jackie's Warrior is not a two-turn horse anyway.
No, of course not. That's a rabbit. I'm saying,
He'd lead for maybe 6 furlongs, and that would be it.
Epicenter Jackie's Warrior 1-1A.
Okay, well,
I mean, really, the way Epicenter's run, he's the only one who's got any. It seems like he's the only one who's got any kind of chance I mean, I guess life is good too, but he's unproven at 10 furlongs.
Enough. I've got something else to show you guys. I think we've done enough on the presumptuous horse of the year. Hang on one second. Let me go ahead and wrap this up so we can say goodbye to everybody on our final show before I forget that one. But for those of you who tuned in, thank you so much for following our show. For Ray Torado and for Steve Newsom and for Joe English, my name is Rich Sharp. Our show is called Tournament Horse Racing. It's brought to you by Broke Guys Handicapping. Good night, everybody, and good luck. But don't go anywhere because I'm going to show you guys something real quick.
All right.
All right, let's go
Good night,
ahead
guys.
and I will start sharing my screen one more time for those of you who decided to hang in there with us. And we will take a look at what's coming up as our next tournament. It is the final tournament of the year. We call it the Road to the Breeders' Cup. And we will take a look at, I believe, what are 10 individual racing days that are on there. We're going to start off next weekend. Sorry, guys, no break again. Not in between the tournaments. We get a break in the middle here. We'll start off at September the 10th. We'll be at Kentucky Downs. It's one of our regular stops on this show. You get the Kentucky Downs Turf Cup. You get the Franklin Simpson Stakes. It's a whole loaded day. It's one of the most expensive days in racing down there. September the 17th, we'll come back. And again, this has been a regular stop on this show ever since we started this show, the Woodbine Mile. There's the Canadian Stakes is there. There are several other stakes races on that one. On September the 24th, we are at Parks. That is for the Pennsylvania Derby and the Cotillion Stakes, and that actually has become a repeating stop for us as well. October the 1st, that's the first time that we really have any kind of a contention there. We went ahead and picked Santa Anita with the Awesome Again Stakes and the Santa Anita Sprint Championship. The following week is a dual tournament for us. That's where you see all the fancy font and everything down there. The tournament horse racing show that week, so the 4 races that will be handicapping will actually be from Keeneland. And that'll be the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity and the Woodford and the Keeneland Turf Mile and all those good races there from Keeneland. That'll be the show that the 4 of us are competing against. In addition to that, we'll have our Pick 4 Wars that day. That is October the 8th. Ray will be covering Aqueduct with the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic, and there's 2 other stakes races that are on that one. Joe obviously is going to be at Keeneland. He will be covering the Keeneland races, and me and Steve will tackle Santa Anita where the American Pharoah gets run. For those of you who have looked out at the calendar like I do, October the 15th, for some reason, just does not have a really appealing race day for us. And quite frankly, we went this entire tournament of the Summer Stakes without a break, and then we've got 5 more weeks coming up. So we're going to go ahead and take a break and running up to the Breeders' Cup. October the 22nd, we're going to add a new track, one that we haven't really done before, but that's Laurel over there in Maryland. It's Maryland Millions Day. As you see, they've got a whole bunch of stakes races that are on tap that day. So, welcome to the schedule, Laurel. Just like we are doing today, you're going to see a split on October the 29th. That'll be Aqueduct, which has the Kelso and the Bold Ruler. And then we'll come back out here to Santa Anita, which has the Goldacova Stakes and the Twilight Derby. And then to finish it up, just to show you guys that I do listen, because last year we did not do the Friday of Breeders' Cup. This year we will. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do a triple. So the Breeders' Cup will actually be, that'll be the last 3 tournaments of the Road to the Breeders' Cup, as appropriately as it is. We'll actually get, the first one will start on the Friday of Breeders' Cup, which is when you get the juvenile races. And then we will have as well both halves of the Breeders' Cup on Saturday. So I think that's the lineup that we followed last year, where you get the Classic, the Turf, the Sprint, and the Mile on one half. And I believe the other one is the Turf Sprint, the Dirt Mile, and then the Filly and Male Turf and the Distaff.
I don't have any milk.
So how does that look to you guys?
Oh,
Yeah, it looks terrific.
Yeah, it's good.
So, and that'll take us
Probably
to
the classic will probably be the second one, right? That day.
it'll be the second of the tournament. So it'll be
that's
like I said, they're both on there, but the classic
Right,
will finish out with the classic on that day, and that'll be the entire tournament for us. And if you come in next week at the very beginning of the show, you'll get to see our sneak peek. As you've heard, we actually compete all year long. Unfortunately, when it's all year long like that, I don't actually look. I kind of put my blinders on to make sure that I'm playing the game by tournament by tournament, by race day. So I honestly have no idea who is currently leading as far as the annual tournament is concerned. But next Friday, I will pull it up. So we will quickly take a peek at it, so you guys have an idea as to who's in the first place, heading into the final one. And then we won't take another look at it until we get to the finale.
I think we have a pretty good idea.
All right. Well, once again, we are running out of time. We're down to our last minute here. Again, for Steve Newsom and Joe English and Ray Torado, I'm Rich Sharp. Thank you for watching our show. And hopefully we will see you all again next week when we pick up on the Road to the Breeders' Cup. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
All right. Good night.
Good night.